What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dual Podcast. Oh, that's not the one I thought I was going to be.
Hey, still went.
Yeah.
Still worked.
There we go.
Everybody loves some Vuvuzela.
Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. What is up, everybody? Welcome. Well, I already said that. Sorry.
Welcome to Let's Do a Podcast.
Welcome to Let's Do a Podcast.
You can't leave them hanging like that.
My name is Ryan.
My name is Anthony.
Anthony. He's so hot right now. So based on the title, we're watching The Wave. Yeah, so
Woo!
let's do The Wave.
Come on.
Woo! Nobody else? Okay, all right. Let's crack open this beer, which is from Texas Beer Company down in what did I say?
You said Taylor,
It's
Texas.
like Taylor, I think. It's not Tyler. I'm pretty sure it's like Taylor. Texas Beer Company.
Say if you see Tyler, Texas, with a really, really strong accent, it could come out of Taylor. Tyler, Texas.
So it is Hop Rodeo Rotating Hazy IPA. I got this beer for free, so we're gonna try it out.
I'm rotating.
I was wondering what the hell you were doing.
Yeah.
All right, so do your normal sounding here. Your normal sounds with the actual can, please, sir. What is this?
I was trying to be like
I don't pay you
the
for
guy from Police Academy.
I don't pay you to do it with your mouth.
That's what she said.
Hey.
That's one you need on a button there.
Yeah. I'm not. I can't push it though. I have to go around.
Let's see here.
Bing bong.
There we go. It's only delayed by like a minute.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're thriving.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage right there. I am pouring this beer, and for those on the audio medium there, I'm pouring it into the glass.
But if you want to watch us, make sure you check us out on all video platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
I'm pouring it very poorly,
Maybe.
as it's like half like
Maybe
head
Instagram.
right now.
So.
But it's as you can see, it's got a nice like amber color there, a little bit hazy.
Oh, geez, we did bad pours.
Yeah, we both did bad pours.
Like I've never
Like,
had a
don't
beer
judge
before.
me. Don't judge me for this.
How do I beer? Oh my god. So how did you deal with that porter afterwards? How did you feel? Did you get the porter sweats?
I did not get the porter sweat, surprisingly.
Man, I got the porter sweats.
And if I can survive like 104 degree temperatures without like breaking into a sweat immediately, I guess I can survive a porter at least for a little bit.
There you go.
So I did eat like a huge sandwich before I had that porter, so it was like maybe it just balanced it all out. Yeah.
Yeah, we had fish and chips, and
Oh,
so I
nice.
had some really greasy, heavy food. I was like, this should do its job, and I mean, I feel fine. It's just like I think I'm just hot in general. Like I hate the heat.
Yeah.
And I live in Texas.
Beat the heat. Beat the heat.
That's right. I'll beat something else. Hey, yo.
Bing bong.
That's
There we
right.
go.
We're going to use that
Yeah,
so
we got
much
it. We got
today.
it now. Yeah, we got the timing down.
That's right. We're so ridiculous. We both pour this so bad. So I can even be like, hey, how did it taste? How does it smell? Let's see.
It smells like suds.
It smells like an IPA.
There we go. And I'm gonna try to eat some of these
Look at that.
some of this foam there. Yeah,
It's above.
Yeah, we are doing such a bad job here.
Um,
I'm embarrassed.
I am too. So the best part about this beer, and I haven't even tasted it, is it was free. So I'll take it.
The best beer is free beer.
Oh, you still got
I
some
still got some in there.
Okay.
I'm waiting for. I did that badly. I can't even pour the entire can.
So you had a sip. How'd it go?
It went pretty good. It actually reminds me a little bit in the flavor of the IPA over at Second Rodeo, which I thought was funny because like it's like Hop Rodeo. I thought it was like Second Rodeo.
Oh, that's funny.
In Fort Worth
That's
down in the Stockyards.
Yeah.
And so their hazy IPA tastes kind of similar-ish, not the same, but similar-ish to the IPA down at Second Rodeo. I just had this the other day. That's why I'm making the association.
Seems sus to me.
Very sus.
Very sus. I feel very old when I say something like that.
No cap.
Wow.
If my nieces were watching, they'd probably be like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, I'm like, oh my
Why?
god. Why did we even go there? So let's talk about some events. Well, I kind of wait for this to go down so I can give you some more feedback on what I think about this. So January 6th. Do you know what January 6th is, Anthony?
Depends on the context.
Yikes. Wrong month.
Yeah.
Yikes.
How about August 6th?
Let's talk about August instead.
January 6th is a whole different thing.
Oh,
It's a whole different
yeah,
thing.
that we're.
Yeah.
Hey, Anthony, do you know what August 6th is?
Take two. August 6th is the IPA Fest over at Tubbs Brewing.
PNNA.
I'm wearing this shirt
Fest.
again. And I need to get new laundry.
Ugh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I've worn the same shirt every recording we've ever done.
I know. We should probably just do that so nobody knows, like nobody thinks we own any other clothes.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I don't own many clothes. Like, I've been throwing away clothes because I'm like, oh, these have holes in them. We're like, we should get you more. I'm like,
It's like, yeah, like watch Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. He wears the same outfit every day.
yeah, who cares? Before you know it,
Rocco's Modern Life. He wears the same shirt. Every
I'll be
single
wearing
day.
my only polo. I'll be like, yeah, all I got left is polos now. So we have IPA Fest on August 6th over at Tubbs, which I'm pretty sure we're gonna be there.
I'm gonna be there. I will be there in a few days because this comes out on the 1st, right?
First or second, I can't remember.
And I may not look it right now, but I'll be sporting a nice fresh tan from my time in Hawaii.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
I can't tell you about it right now because I don't know about it, but
it hasn't happened.
Yeah, but I'm going to be hitting up some breweries over there, so maybe I will be able to regale you with some great beer stories over in the great city of Honolulu.
Bring back stickers. So, because
bringing the beer is more difficult.
Yes, I did bring beer back from Iceland though. We did have some of that.
I did learn recently you cannot ship alcohol.
Yeah,
I learned that. I didn't know it, but I learned it.
Yeah, you can't ship it, but you can stow it away in your bags.
Yes, you can do that.
So, but yeah, my goal is actually here in the back here on the wall, because I have a ton of stickers from breweries all over. I want to get a good sized board that looks nice and just fill it with sticker board.
Nice.
So it'd be kind of fun, I think, for us whenever we visit places, we can bring and add to our sticker board. So
nice.
So on August 20th, which I'm thinking since we're still in pretty early July, so I don't think there's been a lot of stuff announced, I'm guessing, for August. But August over at Six Pack Trail. I don't really know where that is. Fort Worth Bike Cruise and Craft Beer Tour.
Oh, they do that. Yeah, they do that sometimes. I do have a question for the audience. Is like in the future, is it less than 100 degrees outside? Because I feel like it's gonna be I'm worried it's gonna get hotter. I keep looking at the forecast here in July, I keep thinking it's gonna be like I keep seeing like 101, 102, 104, 108. I'm like, hey, oh my god! August is like the hot month.
There's like 3 days this next week where it's not going to be 100, but it's like 98, 99. But
refreshing.
Yeah, whoo! Get out those jackets. But no, I feel the same way. Every once in a while, I pull up the phone, I look at the weather, I'm like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
On August 26th, so I'm just legit reading everything that's on here because it's like 3 things on this list. August 27th, which I kind of want to go to this, is the 4th anniversary party of Outfit Brewing.
Is that the one in Arlington or is that the one in Dallas?
That's the one technically in Dallas. It's like super close to where I used to live in Irving.
Oh,
it was like 5 minutes away.
Okay.
I've only been there once. Really cool people. It's a cool little spot. You could just not see it. I think that's the biggest problem, is them just being able to be seen. But there's a lot of people I know, like companies going to this anniversary party. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll make my way over there for it. Make my way downtown.
Making your way downtown, walking.
So honestly, that is what is on the list at beerandbigd.com, which we forgot to give them a shout in the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Beerandbigd.com/north No,
Just look at the
why am
event-
I
go
about to
click-
read
Yeah,
that?
click on the events tab once you get to beerandbigd.com, and he's got the full list there.
Creed thoughts. I was
Yeah,
like my head.
creedslots.gov/creed thoughts.
Yeah. So yeah, just go to beerandbigd.com and yeah, all the events are there. So
Yes.
now you've at least had a few sips of the beer. How do you feel now?
It's,
No, that's not super foamy.
So let me go to the profile here. So the description of it is that it is a 7.5% New England hazy IPA.
Okay.
With a hoppy, piney, floral, citrus, and bitter flavor. I can attest that we have
Oh yeah.
hoppy. You have piney. I sense floral. I got citrus, and I definitely get the bitter like right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely hits, I think, a lot of the classic IPA, hazy IPA. You know what it should be. If you think of a classic hazy IPA, this is kind of it, right?
I will say this one also. So I said it tastes like something. One of the beers at Second Rodeo. I take that back. This reminds me more of Half-Life from Manhattan Project.
I agree with that. I really do.
Yeah.
It's very tasty. There is a chance I might down this and we might get another one because I got a free 6-pack, so why not? But of course, if we remember, we will review this at the end of the episode. If we remember, we've been good the last few episodes. The first 6 months we were bad.
Yeah.
But we're getting there. All right. So are we ready to jump into this movie?
I don't know because I'm worried about what you have on your screen.
It's just so I have IMDb and it shows The Boys for some reason.
No. I'm not worried about that. I have the wave on mine. I have the wave on mine, and I see the wave on yours, and I'm worried we didn't watch the same movie.
No. This isn't right. This isn't
okay.
Right.
I was like, did you guys? I did see there were 2 movies called The Wave. Oh,
yeah, Anthony wants us to listen to what's on his phone.
Yeah. I just saw that you had.
There's like 3 waves. Okay, so the 2008, the 2019.
The 2019 is what I watched.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that the one you watched?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Thank God. I was like, it's like, so he had on the screen, he had the disaster movie, The Wave, about like a tidal wave hitting something, I guess. And then there's like the 2019 The Wave with Justin Long and Donald Faison. And I was pretty sure that was the one. And that's the one I watched. And I was like, oh my God, did we both watch a different movie? This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I was getting all my tabs up, make sure everything was connected. The wave, hit enter. I didn't look at what popped up.
I was concerned for a second. It was going to be an interesting podcast.
That would have been really funny to be like, listen, so we're both going to explain the movie to see if you understand what the movie. We should do that one time.
Yeah, we should just watch it.
We should watch 2 separate movies. I'll sit here. I'll try to describe to you the movie and see if you understand what happened.
How long will it take us to realize we did not watch the same movie?
Oh my God. Okay, so are we ready to jump into this, or is there anything else? I feel like we missed something. But I feel like I always feel that after our first.
We talked about the beer.
We talked
about
we drank the beer.
Drinking the beer. We talked about the events coming up.
Beerandbigd.com.
We now talk about the movie, right?
I think so.
Because let's see. It's a good podcast about great beer and bad movies.
Yeah.
All right. So we're on the movies part.
We're on the movies part. Okay, cool.
All
All right, Anthony, give us this little breakdown about this weird ass movie we watched.
The Wave.
Bing bang.
So it's about a movie about a guy named Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Yep. Frank is an opportunistic insurance lawyer who thinks he's in the time of his life, which I wouldn't agree with that. When he goes out on the town to celebrate an upcoming promotion with his coworker, Jeff. Did he think he was going to get a promotion? I thought he was just going to get like big credit.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it wasn't promotion.
He just like found
I'm pretty
like, a big
sure
thing.
I'm pretty sure he just found something that was going to save them a lot of money.
Yeah. But their night takes a turn for the bizarre when Frank is dosed with a hallucinogen that completely alters his perception of the world, taking him on a psychedelic quest through board meetings, nightclubs, shootouts, and alternate dimensions. Accurate. as Frank ping pongs between reality and fantasy. Accurate description.
Yeah, what a fantastic
Yeah.
word to use, and it's accurate.
Yeah, he finds himself on a mission to find a missing girl, himself, and his wallet. Also accurate.
Very good description.
Yeah, it's a pretty good description.
There's only one thing I didn't agree with.
It's just the first part that I was like,
But honestly, like it might have been a promotion and we just didn't realize it.
he may have been promoted for what he did.
Yeah.
I think he does get promoted. Either he was already there's like a thing where he's like an executive towards the end, but like I was like, was he already an executive, or is he like executive because he like found this thing?
Again, one of the trillion things that's very confusing about this movie.
Which I think is intentional, though. That's the thing.
No, you're supposed to be confused
because like he's confused
because
the entire time.
He's confused the whole time, so you're confused, and it's like you're finding out stuff as he finds out stuff, which isn't much by the end of the movie. You're just like, and then you realize nobody knows really what happened.
I think I know what happened at the end, but we can get to that.
I mean, yeah. So, anyways, it's so hard to know where to start.
So like the description says, so he's a lawyer. He finds he's like working this file, and so it's Justin Long playing the character Justin Long always plays, kind of a neurotic, nervous, like string bean guy.
I assume that's how he is in real life.
It seems like it. Yeah.
I mean, he plays it so perfectly. You're like, this is just you playing you, right? Like.
Isn't he the guy? He was the guy who was in the commercials like, I'm a Mac and I'm a PC. And he was like the Mac guy, right? You remember those commercials?
No.
Okay. We'll have to YouTube those later.
Yeah, we'll pull up the YouTubes because I might know it and just, doesn't ring a bell.
But there were, those are like
that was fun
commercials.
That was a fun side.
That was a fun aside, yeah. So like he plays Fragile Man makes a oopsie.
Made an oopsie.
Yeah, kind of character there. He's always
all
nervous,
over the floor.
Like exactly. Oopsie, whoopsie. Like very similar. I feel like he's like just a slightly more successful version of his character that was on New Girls.
Yes.
Or the New Girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because in this case he's a successful insurance lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But his best buddy, Donald Faison, or Jeff, played by Donald Faison. And Donald Faison, I would not recommend his haircut in this movie.
Yeah,
he was not. He was sporting like the middle-aged lawyer haircut.
It was funny. Yeah, it's definitely not. Because whenever whenever you see him, he always has. I feel like the same kind of look and everything that he does as well.
He's always got the shaved head, but he never has that like because he had like the whole receding hairline thing. Yeah, it's like that's why he shaved his head.
Yeah, I mean, I liked that they changed up the look. I really did.
Could you imagine like The Rock? Because The Rock shaves his head. Could you imagine if The Rock let his hair grow out and he had like hair that looked like Danny DeVito?
Yeah, and you're just like, this doesn't go.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. It's like, oh, he looks like the guy who played him when he was in the second Jumanji, because that was Danny DeVito playing The Rock in that one as well.
I didn't see the second one.
Yeah, Danny DeVito voices The Rock's character in that one. It was pretty interesting.
Huh?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
also
sense
a good one too.
Mind.
Yeah,
but I just never got. We saw the first one, never got around to seeing the second one. So
it's like I think Danny Glover does the voice for Kevin Hart, I believe.
Yes, I think I read something about that because they're just like, that's a weird thing to do, but they went with it.
I think that is a line in the movie.
Oh.
Because it is a weird thing to do. But anyways,
wrong movie.
Yeah, the movie we're actually here to talk about.
That's right.
But yeah, Donald Faison in there. He seems like a party guy in the office. So Justin Long finds the issue so they can deny a payout to this firefighter who dies from a heart attack. They go out. He drags Justin Long's character out. He actually doesn't even want to go on party. He ends up hanging out with his wife. There was a scene where I was wondering if she was cheating on him, like in the car. When he goes outside, but I couldn't tell if that was his wife or was it some other rando lady. He's like going out and walking his dog.
I thought it was just a random.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Ooh,
I was wondering if that I was wondering if that spurred him into action to going to the party. But he ends up going to the party, going to not the party, but they go to a bar.
To a bar.
Yeah, they go get drinks. Jeff's like macking on some girl at the bar, and Frank's character, he hits it off with another girl. They end up going to a party, and they end up running into maybe a drug dealer. I'm not sure. His name is Aeolus, though. I was like, that's a cool name.
It is a really cool name.
Yeah.
And I do like also that you never find anything out about this guy.
Yeah, you never. He's a very mysterious character. Very
Like-
cool accent. Very cool Irish accent.
Oh, if I grow up and like
Yeah, I want to look half as cool as this dude.
yeah, I would love to be anything like him. He makes me want to have gray hair.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
which is nice because it's coming in thick. But yeah, I do love that part, honestly, about this whole movie is like throughout the whole thing, you never find anything else about this guy.
Yeah, you never find out anything about like the drug that he takes or anything like that. Because basically what happens is he ends up being offered this hallucinogen. Well, he ends up being offered coke. And so he does a line of coke.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and then he ends up taking this hallucinogen that they don't know what it is. He has to in order to take it, he has to they have to put it on the tongue of the girl, and then he has to like tongue kiss the girl to get the drug on his tongue as well.
Yeah.
And then basically,
Which I think was a load of shit, honestly, but whatever.
maybe it's just the way he wants them to do it. I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
excuse.
He's
Yeah.
like, but like next thing we see, he wakes up and like the party, like the house is empty. He's there by himself, and it turns out it's like the people during the party. It wasn't even their house. It was like some Asian family's house.
Yeah,
And he's
they're
just like
on
in there by
vacation or
himself.
something.
Yeah. But we go through a series of like drug trips and like flashing back and forth between rally. Ping ponging was the accurate way to describe it.
I like that. I like that.
We have a whole sequence where he ends up stealing from a drug dealer, and then we have a gunfight because of that. Which that whole sequence was hilarious.
That was so funny and like so stressful at the same time, even just watching. Because like, yeah, there's so many times people legit were about to die. He would have like a freak out attack where he's just like goes into another dimension or something.
The bag of drugs just kind of like runs away from him.
Yeah, and like he all of a sudden like when he wakes up from it, he's holding a clock. And they're
Yeah.
like, and they're all yelling, "Where the fuck did you get the clock?"
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
so it's just like, wait, did he actually somehow leave?
Well, it's like when he
And come
realized
back?
because he realizes when he smashes the clock, he can like travel through time or travel to somewhere else to like make something happen. It becomes kind of like the butterfly effect,
Yeah,
where like he like can travel through his memories
it was
and like change stuff.
it. Oh man, it was wild.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. But so he like kind of hops around. So basically, they get stuck with the drug dealer. He's gonna kill them because he stole the drugs. The drugs are gone. He doesn't know where the drugs are because he was like tripping when the
Yeah.
drugs disappeared. He wants like $200,000. He ends up traveling through time and getting this homeless dude to bring him all the money from. He like takes like in the course of like 5 seconds when he's like in this guy's drug den. He like takes out a second mortgage on his house. He empties his bank accounts and basically gets like $200,000 to pay this dude so they can all leave without getting shot. But he does it while he's time traveling, and it's like you're sitting there wondering, it's like, how the hell did he do that? It's like they don't explain the mechanism and how that
Yeah.
worked.
And I love it too of where Jeff, he like even they're sitting there like, where did you get the money? And he was like, yeah, he explained all this stuff. He goes, you did that in 5 seconds while you're just sitting there? He goes, I guess so.
Yeah.
He goes, I need you to explain it to me. He goes, I don't even know what happened. He's just like,
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, dude, it was
Yeah, the whole shit with that, like the clock from the homeless dude's cart. That was like, where the fuck did you get the clock? I love that scene because that's when you realize like shit's like that's when you realize it's not just him like tripping balls, but like something else is going on.
yeah, there's a lot more than just this drug affecting him.
But just kind of proceeding through it, he feels that we find out he's like, this is like a lot of it's like him feeling guilty about denying this insurance payment to this family. He ends up getting insurance, having to sign up for his insurance policy because he's now an executive at his law firm or at his insurance company. He ends up having it be a payout to the family that he denied the insurance payment to.
Right.
There's a we skipped it, but there's a drug bender that or a drug vision that he has where in the board meeting everybody starts like turning into like demons and stuff, and they like want him to fuck the lady on the table during the board meeting, and or like
yeah,
it was pretty crazy.
It was insane.
It looked like it what a drug trip has been described to me before. So
Yeah.
it's like this is what they always describe like an LSD or acid trip would be. I'm pretty sure that would be it. In fact, I read an article about it afterwards, and they actually did LSD to like try to get the visuals right. So these guys, the director and the director of photography, did dropped acid so they could like figure out what they should make the movie look like so it would be accurate.
That's crazy.
So I was like, wow, you guys are dedicated to the art.
No, the thing they didn't say is they normally do that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It was for the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the movie.
Yeah.
It's like could you get that as a write-off? Does the
Yeah,
can you-
write-off,
How do you
yeah.
submit that expense report?
Yeah. Can I get a receipt for these drugs? Like, that's hilarious.
Turns out, so he his boss finds out that he wrote the policy to pay out to the family. He's like, there's no way we'll pay that out. He's like you can either change it or you can leave it as is and they won't get a cent. You won't change anything and you can submit your resignation to me. He leaves it. But through the course of this, he gets hit by a car at one point. We actually see him get hit by the car again at the very end of the movie. And he's hit by his boss, and the drugs were in the guy's trunk the whole time. I'm explaining this very poorly because there's like a lot of intricacies going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain it because there is so much.
But the spoiler alert. But what it turns out is the entire time he was doing this, it was a flashback. It was like his life flashing before his eyes because he was dying the entire time. Because this is basically everything flashing before his eyes as he's getting hit by the car.
That's what you think?
That's what was going on. I actually read about it to confirm my theory.
Oh,
So yeah, in an interview with the director and with Justin Long, they actually confirmed that this is basically all happening as he's getting hit by that car.
I would have not guessed that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Now I don't understand how he went and did all this other stuff with the anticipation that he was going to get hit by that car. So there's other stuff at work
because he knew. Yeah, he
Yeah.
knew he was gonna get hit by the car.
Yeah, so he was maybe able to time travel all this and do all this stuff to like set everything up so he got hit by the car and it paid out to that family and stuff. But that's what was going on. And it was like you get to the end, you're like, holy shit, that was what's happening.
That's it. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a wild movie. I mean,
yeah, definitely unique.
I feel like there's no way to explain it.
You just got to see it.
It is definitely one where
And it's like it's a lot of it is visuals too. Like the
yes.
visuals are like amazing. They did a really good job kind of like nailing down like you feel like they're feeling because it's like the feeling of confusion and like what the fuck is going on. You feel
Yeah.
that too because you're like it's not like what the fuck is going on. I don't understand it because the plot's bad. It's like what the fuck is going on because things are fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I think after I picked this movie and we watched it, I thought I really was thinking, I was like, this is gonna be a hard one to talk about just because like, I can't explain it better than what you did. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't even touch the surface of like what happens in this movie.
Oh yeah, it's like so like there's so much to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff happening.
So much of
Tons
it's visual.
visuals.
Yeah.
A ton of visuals. A lot of good actors in this too.
Oh, yeah.
Which is I think another big plus. Man, I'm gonna struggle with my favorite and like what I like and dislike. I'm gonna struggle because there's just so much. So I mean, I guess let's get into that part of it because I don't want to focus too
it.
much onto talking about the actual details of the movie because I do think it's one
Yeah, you gotta
see
it for you. I told you what it is, but you can't really understand it until you see it.
Yeah. So, Anthony, do you have a dislike?
So what I disliked about this movie, I feel like I mentioned it just a second ago. I feel like they could have maybe left a few more breadcrumbs to help us understand what drove him. Once we figure out what was happening, we don't understand, and maybe he doesn't even understand his own motivations, but why he ended up emptying his bank account in anticipation. Like, was it actually time travel? Like, while this was going on,
Yeah.
to basically save his friends from getting killed by that drug dealer, or did he just like, is this something he had already done and he was able to just have this homeless dude bring like the $200,000 to him? The or is it or was it all in his head and it never actually really happened? You know, which you might be inclined to think it more towards that direction. The only thing that we know truly happened is that at the end, his friend Jeff was at the bar drinking and he saw him get hit by the car.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we know happened for real, and that he denied the insurance payout to that family. Everything else is up to interpretation. And that his boss is the one that hit him while
Yeah.
drinking,
Yeah.
and they ended up finding $200,000 worth of drugs in his trunk.
Yeah.
So that's the only things we know for certain happened. Everything else happened when he was either on drugs or when everything was like flashing through his brain. He was basically having these pulses flash through his brain as he was getting hit by the car. So it's very much left ambiguous as to whether any of this stuff happened for real. It's another one of those movies where the narrator is unreliable, not because he's trying to deceive us, the audience, but he has no capacity to know what's real and what's not, because he's just like going through this traumatic event as he's like telling the story. So I wish we had more of a sense of reality for this movie so we can understand how things work, because that's just how I work. But it's also a slight positive, but it's just like I want to know why or how things happened. But also he's like, there's two ways to explain it. He just knew he was actually time traveling, or it was all in his head, but we don't know which one it was.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I really, as I think about whenever I was watching it, like, what did I dislike? And whenever he did have those random trips where he would black out and then wake up either somewhere completely new or something happened, some of me wanted us to be able to see what happened.
Oh, while he was on the trip?
Yeah. Like, because I just remember being almost not frustrated, but just like, I mean, I get that we're in his point of view.
Yeah, we were with him almost the entire time. There was a few
Yeah.
times where we were not with him, like toward the end when there were a few scenes with Jeff and not with Frank. But for the most part, through the entire movie, we were seeing Jeff's point of view or Frank's point of view.
Yeah, which, I mean, I get that, but and again, I feel like this is almost like, it's not necessarily a big thing, but really whenever I was watching it, what did not dislike, but kind of almost frustrated me was just like the same thing that frustrated him. Blacking out and then all of a sudden coming to, and they're in a car being shot at by a drug dealer. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like at the same time, it's just like, but like, how did he get there? Like, I wish I could know.
Yeah, like there's like an event, there's like a situation he's in that's like seemingly inescapable, and then all of a sudden he's like in a car like driving away.
Yeah.
But we don't know how he got himself out of that situation. We just know he did something that caused him to go into another one of his like trips.
Yeah, and I feel like
he's like, and then when he comes out of it, he's like on his way out of that situation.
Yeah, and I've seen shows and movies where they have the same type of thing, except for like they do the blackout and you still see them do whatever task or thing it is, and then they come to and be like, I blacked out, what happened?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Moon Knight. If you've seen that, there's a few times where he gets like stuck in a situation, he blacks out, and it's like another personality takes over.
I don't think I saw that.
Moon
Knight. Oh yeah. No, yeah, it's just like that, except for we got to see it. But at the same time, I understand that's kind of the point of the movie.
Yeah,
is you're following him. You're as lost as he is. So
yeah, he has no like, he can't get his claws into reality.
Yeah. So it's not a big down for me. That's for sure.
It just leaves you with nothing to like grasp to for,
especially
for that
at the
sense
end.
of like what's actually happening.
Especially at the end, whenever you're like, I want to know more about all these details, but
yeah. which leads
There
me
you
to
go.
like one of my favorite things is like
Which is good because Anthony, what's your
Yeah.
favorite thing?
my favorite thing is like when you get the realization. I mentioned it just a second ago, but like when you get the realization that he's not on the drugs anymore, so something else is going on, and or there's something else at work here, and that kind of leads you towards the true what is could be interpreted as the true situation. But like when he gets the division in his head, and I'm pretty sure it's imaginary when he goes and talks to Aeolus again back at the party, and he's like, "Do you think you're still on the drug?" He's like you're not you're not on the drug anymore. Basically, it's like, so if you're having trips, it's not from that.
Yeah.
And it's like they basically that's like the one of the few things they spell out for you. It's like you're not still tripping balls off of this hallucinogen I gave you. So whatever it is, it's not the drug.
Yeah. Which is weird.
Yeah.
It is really weird.
It's like whether it caused like a total psychotic break on his part or something like that. Whether the drug originally did that or what, who knows? But that it's like the clarion call in the middle of the movie. It's like, hey, you think it's this drug? It's not the drug. There's something else at work. There's like, and it's basically like it's supposed to be like the universe is basically like kind of grabbing him by the shoulders and saying, hey, you got to balance the scales.
Yeah.
It's like you got to like. It's like you acted unethically. Now you gotta like fix it.
Yeah.
And so his the way he fixed it is he basically had to sacrifice himself so this family could survive. So and get their insurance payout. So
so for me, I liked the whole Teresa thing.
yeah, that was interesting.
The whole
Like her being like a personification of the universe. Was pretty interesting.
Like this whole thing of I gotta find Teresa. I gotta find this girl that I was with last night. Like this mission. Like you get this sense of like that's what this movie is.
Yeah, because he thought she was kidnapped by the Aeolus.
Yeah, he had a lot of different. I feel like he just had no clue. He had a lot of different ideas and thoughts until they finally find Teresa.
Oh yeah, that was true. That was like. That threw me for a loop.
And it's not who he thought she was.
Yeah, she's Teresa, but she does not look like Teresa.
She's not the Teresa that he remembered.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everything changes. The whole movie changes.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is we need to find Teresa. We need to find Teresa. Teresa.
Because he thinks that's the thing he's supposed to be doing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they find her. And then it's just like, wait, she doesn't matter. This whole she's safe.
Well, she's not who he was looking for.
Yeah, it's just like that. Wait. So everything we're doing, it's really not about her. And then that's when everything takes such a huge, I feel like, turn into the craziness.
Yeah, it's funny because her character name, this lady's character name in the cast list is not Teresa.
Not Teresa. That's her name. I don't know. I feel like that's almost one of my favorite things is just they wake up and all this. He wakes up or comes to or whatever at first, and it's all just like, okay, you just assume the focus is finding Teresa. Once you find Teresa, then everything will be more clear and all this stuff. When it's like it legit almost added nothing to this movie except for they found her and that was it. Well, they all moved on. Because she was just like, I don't want anything to do with this guy.
Yeah, she didn't even like really remember him. She was actually, isn't that the guy that was hanging out with you and Jeff? So like
yeah.
So like the whatever memory he had of hanging out with Teresa, it wasn't that Teresa at the very least. So
yeah, so I really liked that. I thought that was really fun because again, you have one image of what this movie's supposed to be, and then it gets thrown out the window and a lot of other shit happens.
Yeah, you think it's gonna be just about this dude who like has like is suffering drug trips and like what like his life gets all fucked up, but it turns out for the better at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not. It like seems like that for a while, but then ends up being like something totally different.
Yeah. So Anthony,
Ryan,
cheers or party foul?
I gotta say, this is a movie. So when you mentioned this movie, I believe I believe I sent you a GIF, like basically of the one with Dwight going, yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to see this movie, and I gotta say, I wasn't disappointed. I watched it with so my dad was in town when I watched it, and he watched it with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What do you think?
he didn't like it.
He didn't like
yeah,
it?
my dad's a little old school when it comes to movies, and this is not a old school type movie. This is a very high concept, very
Yeah.
it's a thinking
It's a
movie.
thinker.
It's a thinking movie.
It's one of them flanking movies.
But the visuals are so good in it. I was not bored because I was like trying to piece it together. It's like a puzzle. I was
Yeah.
trying to piece it together the
Yeah.
entire, and not like in a bad way. Like they're just like fucking with you to fuck with you and like making you like, hey, you figure it out.
And there's so much thrown at you, like because you
They give you so many like
black out and then you have to figure out what the fuck's happening quickly.
But there's so many clues as to what's going on. It's like there's so many details for you to kind of pick up the pieces from, depending on how you look at it. But I feel like they all kind of lead to a similar ish area
Yeah.
of what is going on. Like there's not all the details matter, and I think so. The thing I didn't like is like kind of lies in that area there where like not all the details matter. So like some of the stuff they give us is like not important. But like I want to know how those things work.
Yeah.
But that's just the artist didn't care about that, so I'm just gonna have to suffer. But they leave so many breadcrumb trails, so it's easy-ish for you to figure out kind of how what's going on. Whether to what level of you understanding you get to it, you may need to go to like a forum like I did to kind of like get some confirmation or get some explanation. I do
Right.
that for like almost all media now, where I go and like it's like, hey, watch this. Now I got to go watch a YouTube video about it. I feel like, and so I kind of had to do that for this one to make sure it's like I understood the movie. But despite all of this, I gotta say, with the visuals, with the story, with just the way all these different puzzle pieces work together, I gotta say it's a cheers. Unequivocally, I really enjoyed this movie.
I completely agree. I loved this movie. It is such a big cheers. And again, another one that I'm like, yes,
Yeah,
another good movie.
I'm surprised this one hasn't gotten like some. This one should be like a cult classic. I feel like
I mean, I think it needs to have more light shined on it, and
Yeah.
hopefully we're one of those. God, it was so good, but time flew watching this.
Oh yeah,
I felt like I blacked out. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. I just like slammed the clock in the ground, and all of a sudden I was done.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so much better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
And like I still thought it was going to be a good movie. That's why I picked it, because I watched the trailer and I was like, "Oh, this looks like a good movie." But of course, we've watched trailers where we thought it was going to be good movies, and it wasn't. So
yeah. It appeared on the trailer. It appeared like a semi lowish Hollywood movie budget movie, like an indie film
yeah,
kind of thing, where it's like they spent some money on the visuals, they spent some money on getting the actors in there, like decent actors, but it's not like a Marvel movie or anything like that.
yeah.
But they stretched that dollar.
It was fun. You got to do a lot of trying to piece things together. I think if you like our podcast, if you think your taste is about like ours, I think this is one that you should go watch. You should put it on your list so you watch it soon, or if you can, like, watch it tonight. I mean, I think it is one that it's worth giving your time to.
Yeah.
I was so happy by this.
I gotta say, one thing we didn't mention was the whole baby thing, where everybody kept calling him baby.
Yeah.
And he like catches on that. And I just read a trivia thing on IMDb where when Aola slides the cocaine towards Frank, he's cutting lines with Frank's business card, and his job title reads baby.
Huh.
Which
Still doesn't make sense.
which has got to indicate that he's like already tripping balls at that point, or
Yeah.
he's already like, which kind of like leads me to believe that like even that part wasn't like real,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Another fucking weird ass thing to throw in there for us.
Yeah, because like anytime something we didn't really touch on, but anytime anybody referred to him like as called him baby, like it was like an indicator that they were like part of the like universe that he needed to interact with to kind of like figure out what the hell he needed to do.
Yeah, because their thing was, it's your big day, baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which was so weird. So yeah, we recommend you watch this movie.
Yeah,
I wish we could have watched this one honestly together. I think we would have even more fun watching this one together.
Yeah.
But it was this so far, and this year 2022.
Yes.
2020.
Still 2022.
This is my favorite movie that we've watched.
No, wow.
So that's how far I'm going. And I've watched a lot of movies this year. Not just on podcasts, but I'm even going to say off podcasts. So there we go. There is the movies.
There's that.
If you can't hear, Anthony nodded. So let's move
Hear my
on
head
to our
rattling.
thing of the week. And I guess I'll go first since I made you go first last time. So me and my wife,
My wife.
we struggle sometimes with figuring out what we want to do for like a date night, or if we want to just like get out and do something where it's just like, well, what do we want to do? You know, it's always that back and forth. Well, there's this book called The Adventure Challenge Couples Edition, where it'll give you very limited information, but it'll be like, hey, like here's around how much you'll spend. Here's like you'll have to drive, you can't stay at home. So it just kind of gives like a small little list of details, and you can pick if you want to do that one or not. If you're like, oh yeah, let's, you know, it's like the one that we did this last night. So the one that it said like Tour de France or Tour de something, Tour de food or something like that. It's like, okay, so it's gonna be about $60 and we have to travel. Like, okay. So you scratch it off. You scratch off this box and it tells you exactly what you need to do that day, that night. And so like ours was, you're going to do a 3-course meal at 3 different places.
So is that 3-course meals? Or is
No.
that one course at 3
So
restaurants?
appetizer at one place, main course one place, dessert one place.
Nice.
So we were like, okay, well, let's do it. And we decided, let's go places we've never been before either. We decided to do that. And it's, you take pictures at each place too. So like we went to one place up the street called like Bear something. I can't remember what it is, but it's pretty much like, it kind of has like a bar feel. I was like, let's go there. It says that they have good appetizers. So we went there, we got appetizers. We loved the place. It was a great atmosphere. We were actually like, we could be regulars here too. Plus the drinks were cheap. So
It's always good.
yeah. And it was a good appetizer. Then we went to I don't think it was Thai. Maybe it was Thai. Is it Thai food? I think it was Thai food.
Thai food.
Shoot, I forgot. Anyway, so like my wife, she found this cool mom and pop shop. So we drove down there and had some of that. And for dessert, we went all the way like up to Grapevine and this pie place that was open up late. So it was really fun. And like we had a blast. We were glad that we did it.
Was it Laverne's Pies Tires Fixed also?
No, it was like Lisa's Pies or something like that. I can't remember. It's like right there in the main street. But so it was really fun. And like I want to do the book more often, because they have like a section where it's like all different fun, like free things you can do and things you can do at home. And so we're gonna start doing that more. We finally pulled it out. We've had it since Christmas. We got it as a gift, and it was a blast because we got to explore some of the local places. And really that place, both places that we went to, the Thai food and the Bear Creek.
This?
Bear Creek Bistro. Yeah, that place.
Yeah.
It was really good. We're like, well, we could be regulars at these places. They were delicious. So if you and your spouse struggle with like figuring out what to do for like date nights or just going down, I recommend getting this book already. The Adventure Challenge Couples Edition. So there you go. You're up, Anthony.
I had the thing and then I forgot it because I was trying to help you figure out the Bear Creek thing.
I knew it was Bear Creek, but I couldn't remember past that.
My thing of the week is. Oh, okay. So my thing of the week. This is something that we're probably gonna talk about in more detail. So I'm gonna keep it short.
Mhm.
Something we're probably gonna talk about in more detail in February.
Okay.
Because that will be Nick Cage Fest.
Okay.
But I did. My dad wanted to watch it. He was in town this past week. My dad wanted to watch it, so I ended up watching it early. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Ooh.
So that's my thing of the week. I'm not going to render my verdict on it, but it's out. It's on Amazon Prime.
It is.
It's on there for rent. So if you want to see it, it's out there. It's got Pablo Hidalgo. It's got Nicolas Cage, of course. Bunch of good bunch of actors that you probably recognize. Pablo Hidalgo, of course, from The Mandalorian. If you want to see it, it's out there. I don't want to say too much more about it because we're going to talk about it later. But it's there for the watching, and we're going to watch it in February. So if you want to get a head start, watch it. But that's my thing of the week. I watched it, and so I just wanted to make a confession that I watched it early.
Well, there we go. Which actually reminds me, we forgot to announce that the last time we decided on a new month for movies. So we have the Cage Fest for October. We do scary movies. December we do Christmas movies. September now, back to school. So there are a lot of movies.
So, yeah, look, 1 month from now.
1 month from now. Gosh, that's 1 month from now. Jeez,
yeah, we need to get to work on finding these movies.
Oh my god. It'll be school related movies.
Yeah, so if you liked when we talked about Newcomb High, we're gonna be going in that direction.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That was an interesting movie.
Because I feel like that's some of the feedback that we have gotten is you need more dedicated months to certain things, certain actors or genres. So we've been talking about a few others that we might do. And let me tell you one that I will hate, but we will probably do. The man himself, Tom Cruise.
What school did he go to?
No. Like he might have his own month.
Oh, Tom Cruise month.
Yeah, we might do a Tom Cruise month. We need to talk about that. How bad?
We gotta talk about that one.
No, listen, it sucks. Yeah, it's terrible. That's why we're gonna do it. Maybe we'll see.
I don't know. Some of his movies are so good though,
but some of his movies are so bad.
That's true.
So bad.
We could do Legend. That was a pretty good one.
But anyway, so that's a theory of throwing out there. So if you guys have any ideas of it has to be an actor where he's played awful and good movies. He's been in a lot of them. So because I've thought about it a lot, but I'm just like, they're not really in a ton of movies.
Yeah. It's like we could do a Robert Z'Dar month, but all his movies are awful.
So. Yeah. I mean, so we want ideas and feedback of either a certain genre month. I mean, we anime month, science month.
We could do an Ed Wood month. That's like classic bad movie.
An Ed Wood month. So whatever feedback you have, but we're definitely doing back to school in September. Yeah, we'll start looking for movies. If you have movie ideas for back to school, also hit us up. We'll look into it. Let's talk about this beard before we do the wrap up, though, because I almost started that.
My beard disappeared.
It did. Poof! It's gone.
Oh man!
Did you black out?
Yeah, it must have been the hallucinogen you gave me earlier. But Hop Radio from Texas Beer Company, I gotta say, I enjoyed it. It tastes like that beer I compared it to earlier that I don't remember. Half-Life. I'm a fan of Half-Life, so yeah, I would definitely give this one a 3.7. Yeah, 3.7.
I completely agree. It really it's really good. I'm glad that I have a few more in there. I'll probably give a few to Anthony. I never know what we're gonna get with a company that we've never had. Yeah,
you never know.
But yeah, no, it was really good. I mean, I could have easily just like chugged the crap out of it.
It's pretty crushable. Yeah,
it's very crushable. Yeah. So I mean, if you're in the Tyler. If you're down there in that Taylor,
it's either Taylor or Tyler. I'm pretty sure it's Taylor.
I remember
near Austin, right?
Near Austin, I'm pretty sure. Look it up. Head over there, grab some beer. Let us know what you think. I need to go down to Austin soon. Anyways, they've been bugging me, so maybe I make my way down there and maybe pick some more of their stuff up. So let's wrap up this podcast. So Anthony, we'll do the wrap up.
You can find us on Instagram at Let's Insta a Pod. You can also find us on Facebook at Let's Do a Podcast, as well as Twitter if we're tweeting. Happens to be Let's Tweet a Pod. On Twitch, we can be on Partycast Network. Oh yeah. See, I wrapped it up.
Wow.
There's probably more stuff that I forgot.
Maybe I'm just in shock.
Just in shock. My terrible rap.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he said Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
He blacked out just now too.
I really did. So make sure you hit us up. If you have any movies you want us to watch, let us know. Any beer you want us to drink, we will do our best to get it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Let's end our podcast.
Peace out.
Bye, bitches.